Welcome back, YouTube. This is Cozunon, Cozunon. Call me Ricky. Back with Brother Billy.
That's me.
And it's kind of weird. Like, we've been gone for like 2 months almost. And I just uploaded my last video, and it was a pickup video, and here we are again with another pickup video. But this is the last one was the one for October. This is for November and December. So this is like the last video for 2011 and our first video for 2012. And it's going to be, it's a lot. So why don't we just go ahead and jump. You want me to start or you to start?
You go ahead.
Let me start this off since you started it off last time, I believe. I'm going to start off with everything I got these last 2 months that are video game related, but not video games per se. And the first two were a couple of DVDs I bought, The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Picked these up for $1 a piece at a Blockbuster closing near my place. Unfortunately, I went there for years, and now they're closing down. And actually, I got a lot of stuff from Blockbuster. Another thing I picked up from a Goodwill is actually Star Wars Darth Bane Path of Destruction. It's written by a guy named Drew Carpenshoe, or I don't know how to say his last name. But the interesting thing about this, why I'm showing this, is he actually was like one of the lead writers on Star Wars: The Old Republic, not the Knights of the Old Republic, and Mass Effect, and there's a couple other ones like Jade Empire and a couple other video games for BioWare. One of the other things I did pick up from Blockbuster was the backing cards for the video games. Like, I picked up a grip of them. There are 20 of them for $1, and I got 40, but they still only charged me $1 for them because they didn't go through and count them. But I got so many, like Batman Arkham City, I got Arkham Asylum, a bunch of the Halo ones, Dragon Age Origins. So you can see the first one is the new Super Mario Bros, Super Mario Galaxy, Super Smash Bros, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. Just so many awesome ones. I'm not going to go through all 40 of them right now, but I'm really stoked to add these to my collection. I always see people have backings on their collections, and I always want to add them to mine, but now I finally have a bunch.
They're definitely very cool.
Yeah, very awesome. I went there today, and they're actually going pretty quick, pretty freaking quick. Another pickup, it's another book, Halo Evolutions, and this is another book that I picked up when I bought the Star Wars book, and each one of these books cost me 75 cents at this thrift store I went to. So I don't know if I want to read it. I mean, I definitely want to, but I got so many books I have to read and so many video games I have to play that it gets kind of ridiculous. Let me just continue with the pickups for those. On the thrift store, I went there one time, and they had a Super Nintendo there with 6 video games for $42, and I really couldn't see myself picking up a Super Nintendo with 6 video games for $42. But on the grand opening, they had a half-off sale, and I went in there like, you know what? If it's not sports games, I'll buy it. But I went in there with the whole intention of it being all sports games, and I wasn't going to buy it if it was all sports games. And the games that they were was actually really awesome. There's only one sports game in here, and it was Madden 98. So, you know, I have Madden 95, 97 for the Sega Genesis. So Madden 98, you know, I'm not opposed to sports games. I do like sports games. I don't feel like I'm going to go out of my way to buy one, but the other games in this collection were just awesome. So I got Lion King. I'm going to go in a little bit more story on this one in just a little bit. Donkey Kong Country, the first one, I had number 2 already. Super Mario World, this is my second copy. I have one already. And the one that made me want to pick up this one was Super Mario All-Stars.
It's a nice set.
Yeah, it was an awesome set. And so I went into this place thinking I'm not going to buy it because it's all going to be sports games. But it was originally 45 bucks. They had it for 20 something because it was half off. And the last game in the set was actually a boxed copy of Battleship. I'm not a big fan of Battleship, but it was boxed. And when I opened it up, I was like, cool, it has a manual. Unfortunately, it didn't have the manual for Battleship. It had a couple other manuals in for it. It had Madden 97, and the actual game I got was Madden 98, so they gave me the wrong manual, but whatever. I have it for the Sega Genesis, but the Sega Genesis I actually have the manual for already. It came with the manual for Donkey Kong Country, so I'm like, cool, I got the manual for Donkey Kong Country. And then the last manual that was in there was for Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, which wasn't part of the set either, so I thought that was kind of weird. But I do own the game, and I don't own the manual for it, so I was stoked to get it. It was super awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely very cool.
Yeah, really cool. And the same thrift store, I picked up these 4 games. Each one of these games said it was $10. But when I asked them how much is it, they said it was $1, so I couldn't pass it up. Even most of these are sports. But it's Evander Holyfield boxing.
Boxing games aren't that bad.
College Football USA 96. This one's complete. Unfortunately, the boxing one's not, but this one is. NHL 94. I really don't have very many hockey games. I think this is actually my only hockey game I own. And the last one was The Lion King. And as you see in my last pickup, or just when I just put down, I have it for the Super Nintendo now. And when I got home, I kept thinking I had this one, and I do have it actually. So this is actually a complete copy, another complete copy of a game I already had, but I bought it for $1. Can't go wrong with that.
Can't go wrong.
So you're seeing it here on YouTube. You always hear about how nice of a guy I am, but today you're actually going to see it. I'm actually going to give this one to Brother Billy. I'm an asshole. No. There you go. You can have that one, Billy.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. And I'm going to keep going here.
Such a nice brother.
Such giving.
So giving.
I did pick up a couple of PlayStation 3 and a Wii game. I really don't buy very many Wii games. And it's how do you say that? Naruto? Naruto. Whoever's a fan of this. That one. Clash of the Ninjas. I'm sorry if I offended you. I don't watch the cartoon, but I found this game super cheap, so I couldn't pass it up. It's a fighting game, and I love fighting games, so I decided to check this one out.
It's actually a Naruto. Never mind.
Ah, see? And
I was thinking about the way it was said, and I mispronounced it.
For my PS3, I got Two Worlds 2.
I like that game, actually. That's cool.
He highly recommends it, but he also highly
I don't highly recommend it. I don't highly recommend it. I say, that's an okay game. You know, it's one thumbs up.
He also recommended Two Worlds, and I hated that one. But he says this one's a big improvement. I found this game really cheap. Like these last couple months, I found so many games really cheap that it was hard to pass anything up. Mind Jack. Haven't really heard a lot about this one. It kind of got slammed from what I heard.
Yeah, I heard that's a really bad game.
So maybe that's why I found it really cheap. But, you know, it was like $5 I think it was, so I couldn't pass it up. And then Dark Kingdom. And this was supposed to be a really good launch title, even though it's old and dated now. But, again, I found it really cheap, so I really couldn't pass the game up. Alright. Next, we're going to go this one. Right? And to go back to the thrift store, I should have just put all my thrift store ones there. These, again, were $1 each. I got Reckless, a game for the Xbox. It is the Platinum Hits, but I picked it up for $1, so I'm not going to go crazy. I do have Madden 2005. I didn't own this one, which is crazy. The reason I didn't own this one is because I was a
sports game.
No, I like sports games, especially around this time. I have a lot of sports games, but at the time I was playing NFL 2K5, which is like probably my most favorite football game of all time. And so I never picked up Madden 2005 because I was so hardcore into that game. But I picked it up for $1. I found it for $1, so I couldn't turn it down. And the last game was actually another sports game. It's Freestyle Street Soccer. I originally didn't buy this game. I actually went back and bought it. It's for the Xbox, and it's in a Blockbuster case because it's an exclusive Blockbuster title. And I was thinking about it. I got home thinking about it. I'm like, I should have picked it up. It was only $1. So I eventually went back and picked it up because it is a Blockbuster exclusive. So the only way to get this game was through Blockbuster.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, well, this is Blockbuster exclusive, real big on it. And, you know, there's the Nintendo games that that are Blockbuster exclusives, and so they're really hard to find. This game is not hard to find. You can find it cheap on eBay, but that's for right now. You can find all kinds of Xbox titles really cheap. The next one I went to, or the next one was a couple games I picked up at GameStop for the GameCube, and it's The Hobbit. I found it for $3, $2.99, and it was complete with the manual, but like minus the trading card it said it had inside. But I didn't really care about that. And Splinter Cell. I love this series, and once I found this for cheap, this was $4, $3.99. I picked it up. Definitely picked it up. And then next is the wrapping it up. I'm going to go to my Xbox 360 and then to my PS2 because they kind of go together a little bit. I got a little story on that one. First one was Duke Nukem Forever. Brother Billy actually picked this one up last month, or in October, 2 months ago, and I found it for $15 brand new, so I couldn't pass it up. Just a super awesome deal. Another game that I said I wasn't going to buy, but I did buy, was Rage.
You like it?
So far, I'm still playing it. So far, I do like it. I am having a fun time. I haven't put that online code in because I still don't support that. So all the sewer things I still haven't done any of the sewer things. I did buy it new for $30. It went on sale for $30 at a store, and then lo and behold, a week later, everybody's got it for $30. So I thought I got a really good deal, but I just was a little bit ahead of the curve. So Halo Anniversary. I haven't started playing this one yet, but I want to.
I want to buy that soon.
Yeah, I think this one's actually, it's system linkable. So if you know, it's going to be, it's just a really awesome game. Halo was revolutionary, and I had to pick this one up. I also got a Prince of Persia. This one I actually found really cheap, so I couldn't pass it up. I think it was like $6, and Prince of Persia games are always awesome, like we said in the last pickup video. Metro 2033, another game I found for under $10. All these games I found like really cheap, and I always kind of wanted to play it, but never have played it because the price never came down on it, and I was kind of just in between on it. But
the price has always been decent. It's just that when we go to Blockbuster, it never has a book.
Well, I'm talking about like in GameStop. Like I'd go to GameStop and they still want $45 for it, and finally the price started dropping, so I picked it up. And I know you shot this game down hard last video, but Brink. I picked it up for $10. I have to see for myself, and for $10, Xbox 360 game for $10, you can't go wrong. The next game is Skyrim. Haven't started playing this one yet because I've been playing Rage. This is actually the one my brother Billy got me for Christmas, so can't wait to get into this game. He told me not to buy Skyrim, Batman Arkham City, or Assassin's Creed, and so it's kind of like killing me because a couple times I almost picked up Batman. One time I almost picked up Assassin's Creed, and I was like, no, I gotta wait till after Christmas. Shift 2 Unleashed, another game I found really cheap, and I love these. I love racing games. It's Need for Speed. I've been hooked on Need for Speed ever since Hot Pursuit. So, and I've been trying to pick up more racing games in my collection lately because I don't have enough. I think. And this
pick up the Forza series.
Forza's a really good one too, right? Guitar Heroes, Warriors of Rock. I have a lot of the Guitar Hero games. I have a lot of the Rock Band games. A huge fan of them. I'm kind of glad, though, to be honest, that they're not making them anymore because I really think they did run their course. But Warriors of Rock, I wasn't going to pick it up. I found it for $10, and I couldn't pass it up for $10. It was complete, and it just helps round out my collection. And then Black Site Area 51. I started to play this game, and I couldn't really get far into it. I couldn't really get into the game, unfortunately. I'm going to go back and try to give it another shot. Hopefully I can get into this game. I really do want to play this one. Unfortunately, it didn't hold my interest last time. And for one of my first pickups back in October, I found this game for $15. And there's a YouTuber I used to watch.
This is how hardcore he is.
Yeah, I'm real hardcore. A YouTuber said he highly recommended the game that I used to watch. He kind of closed his account, but he highly recommended this game, and I went out. I found it for $15, and that's Mafia 2. And I love this game. I could not put this game down. I played this like crazy until I beat it, and then I was looking to buy it new because I wanted to buy a brand new copy. So I did buy a pre-owned one, and then they came out with the platinum hits, that came out with style packs and a couple other mission packs. And so I bought this, and I loved it. The mission packs, you know, you get a play as this guy named Jimmy, and then you get to do Joe's adventure, and Joe is kind of like a short story between one of your stories that happened actually in the main story. So I love this, and I bought this for $30, and definitely, if you don't have Mafia 2, they just released it like this a couple months ago. I highly recommend going and picking this up. For $30, you cannot go wrong.
The game was really interesting. I want to play it. It's kind of like LA Noire, but fun.
I liked LA Noire, but I see what you're saying. It's kind of like if LA Noire, you know, took a Grand Theft Auto kind of theme to it instead of you're a cop. And then the last pickup from my 360 collection is actually Mafia 2 again, but this is the special edition. It comes with the art book, the 10 case, and the orchestrated soundtrack. And I found this for a really good price, and I love this game so much I had to own it. Had to own this. Great buy. I love this game a lot, and I bought 3 copies of it, so that just shows how much I love this fucking game. And because I love this game so much, I wanted to learn a lot more about it. So I went to GameStop one of the times, and I actually found the original Mafia for the PlayStation 2. I started to play it a little bit, got into it but I didn't get very far into it. Unfortunately, my PlayStation 2 doesn't get the proper playing time, unfortunately. But I can't wait to actually get into this game a little bit more heavier. And the last 2 pickups I did were from GameStop, also PS2, was the Xenosaga Episode 1. Found this for $10. And a lot of people like the Xenosaga games, and I figured, you know what, it can't hurt to be in my collection. And then same thing with Breath of Fire, Dragon Quarter. I figure, you know, it's a Breath of Fire game. Not a big fan of role-playing, but a lot of people like these type of games. Even though this one got slammed from what I read, by a lot of different people. But I did read some positive things on it too, so glad it's in my collection. And those were my outrageous pickups for for November and December. And now I'm just going to turn it over to Brother Billy so we can see what he picked up.
Alright. So the first game that I picked up for the last 2 months, it's not the first game, but it's just where I'm starting. Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance. Me and my brother used to play this back in the day.
Very first game I picked up for the PS2.
Very first game.
And we used to play 2-player like motherfuckers.
Yeah, this game was a blast to play together.
And it still holds up even today. If you go and you pick up this game, the graphics still look really good. It's easy to pick up. The controls are excellent. Really great addition. If you still collect PS2 games, this one that needs to be in your collection.
Hell yeah. I want to also pick up the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance too.
I want to have that one, but it's still kind of pricey for me. I usually game on a budget, so.
I also picked up Bloody Roar 3. I like the Bloody Roar series. I always thought that they were a lot of fun. So yeah, I picked this up, and I have a lot of blast with this one day. I also picked up Dark Souls. My friend at work rants and raves about this game, about how much fun it is. I have the original one on my PS3. I like the first one. It gets a little bit repetitive, but I have no doubt in my mind that I will probably like this one as much as the other one. This is my brother's birthday present to me, Rick. Mafia 2.
See how much I love that game?
Yeah, he saw how much I was paying attention to it and how much I seemed to like it, so he went ahead and bought this for me. Unfortunately, I had already bought it myself, but I gave it to my little brother since it wasn't the Platinum Hits, and the one that I had originally bought didn't have the extra content to it, so I lucked out. Quantum Theory. I can't say anything about this game. This was bought purely on the way it looks. It looks awesome. You know, just from the cover, from the back. If it's any good or not, I have no idea. I will find out one day.
It's probably because we're old schoolers. Because back in the days when we used to play in Super Nintendo and Nintendo, you bought games based on covers. You know, there wasn't very much magazine coverage, and the internet wasn't around yet. We're old, so we were gaming back before the internet was big, popular.
Yeah. Then I got Shadowrun. This game was kind of slammed all over the place. I looked at it, and it seems to me that a lot of reviewers on YouTube tend to like this game. And you know,
Really?
it's kind of weird because it's like all these like independent reviewers seem to like this game, but all the like the professionals don't. So I bought it. I bought it cheap, $4.49, and you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know, the game is in like excellent condition. So
Actually, I had the ability to pick that game up, but when I was going to pick it up, it was for $8. So maybe I should just hit up GameStop, because it wasn't at GameStop. But I was going to pick it up, and I didn't. So, but if what you're saying is true, I may have to go pick it up now.
yeah, I've heard some good things about it, but I've also heard some very bad things about it. I picked up Valhalla Knights, the Eldar Saga. I'm just looking to increase my Wii collection because it's kind of weak right now. I'm hoping this is going to be a good game. Another way I increased my Wii collection is by buying Super Mario Galaxy. I've heard very good things about this game. I'm not much of a Mario Brothers fan, but you know, they are fun when you just have time to just fuck around. So I bought it.
Is that in the PS2 case?
I don't probably.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Me and my brother were talking about this game last month, and I straight up said, I will buy this game soon. And that I did. Alan Wake.
Did you buy it pre-owned or new?
Pre-owned. So yeah, I bought this game pre-owned. Can't wait to play it. It looked a lot of fun. It looks a lot of fun, and stoked about playing it.
I had a great time playing that game. It was so fun.
I had bought the special edition of Skyrim. I had spent $150 on this right here. The PS3 version. This is just more evidence that the PS3 sucks.
I was going to say that because last time you went on this rant how I said you were a Sony fanboy, and here you are spending this super uber expensive special edition game money on PS3.
So yeah, I bought this for the PS3, and 20 hours in, the frame rate started to drop. It started skipping everywhere. But I will show you what I got. I got this fantastic looking art book. I mean, the pictures in here.
The strategy guide?
No, the art book. The art book in here. The pictures are just simply amazing, just beautiful. Happy to pick this book up. I looked over it, and yeah, I mean, me and my brother, we're both artists. So, you know, something like this, you know, we can appreciate good art, and there's definitely some good art in here. And I'm sure a lot of you have already seen unboxing videos of the Skyrim Special Edition, but I also got this. You know, it's kind of cool. I would have preferred like a cloth map to this. A cloth map would have been really, really cool. The special edition did kind of come with like something like a cardboard map, which they said was something like a cloth map, but whatever. Oh, but it doesn't end there. Not at all. I also bought the Skyrim Special Edition Strategy Guide. And yeah, I've used this a lot. I don't regret buying this at all.
How much did you spend for that? If you don't mind asking.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think it was like $35. It was worth every penny. This book is 700 pages of Skyrim goodness.
Because I had the ability to pick up the book for $30, and I didn't know if I wanted to wait, and it was a special edition. But I mean, if you say it's worth it, maybe I'll go back
it's worth it. It is
and
definitely
check it out.
worth it. If you are going to buy the strategy guide for Skyrim, and you should support Bethesda. You should buy the special edition just because it's cool. It has his little
the bookmarks.
Yeah, the bookmarks, and it's fucking awesome. It is awesome. So yeah, I loved Skyrim so much, and I hated the PS3 version so much that I went out and I bought Skyrim for the Xbox 360. I've invested 120 hours into this game. Now, to be honest, I have stopped playing this. You know, there's just other games I'm wanting to play right now. But I know I will come back to this one day. When they start releasing the expansions, I will definitely come back. I'm a little late coming on board with this game. Everybody already owns this, but I'm not a big fan of first-person shooters. When I play a first-person shooter, it's to experience the storyline. I'm not big on online multiplayer, so Modern Warfare 2. I can't wait to play this game, experience the storyline, because I've heard the storyline is pretty good.
Call of Duty, the Modern Warfare is a really good. I really enjoyed number 2, and the first one, and Black Ops. I haven't got number 3 yet, but that's on my list to get.
I also bought Metro 2033. Nothing but good things about this game, so I decided to pick it up. I thought it was going to be a little bit free, you know, like a huge open underground world, but I do believe it's pretty linear, so that's okay though. You know, I'll play a first-person shooter. Then I also bought Dungeon Siege 3. I had heard good things about this game as well, and I had always wanted to try the Dungeon Siege games, and this is my first foray into the Dungeon Siege series. Then I bought the First Templar. It's a role-playing game set in the... I don't remember what time this is. But yeah, played it a little bit. It seemed good. And I will definitely give it a try and hopefully enjoy it. I bought Ratchet and Clank, Going Commando.
Awesome game.
And Up Your Arsenal. I now have all the Ratchet and Clank games except the newest one. A new one came out recently that I don't have, but I will buy. The Ratchet and Clank games are awesome, bar none. I also bought Batman Arkham City. I played this game a little bit. It's different. I mean, it's the same. It's the same game as the first one, but somehow it's different. And I'm not sure if I am enjoying this sequel to the first one. Maybe I haven't tried it enough. Yeah, I have to play that game more.
Yeah, because that's the first time I've ever heard anybody say a negative thing about that game.
Yeah.
In that, like usually people say it's like the first game, but better. And that's all I've ever heard. So that's why I've come so close to picking it up, even though there's a possibility you got it for me for Christmas. There was a couple times when I came close to just picking it up.
And the last game, last but not least, is Assassin's Creed Revelations. I'm playing this game right now. This game is fucking awesome. Although I do feel as though it is maybe a slight bit unbalanced. Some of the like the dens seem like they can be a little too hard, especially when you're that den captain spots you, he starts booking and you have to run after him. I always thought that the controls for the Assassin's Creed series weren't polished enough. You push the controller in one way because you're trying to run up a wall, but then he kind of like jumps off, and it gets a little frustrating when you jump to your death. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody knows what I'm talking about with the Assassin's Creed games. Maybe you can't get away with that, but it can be really frustrating at times. It's still a lot of fun, and that is actually the Assassin's Creed games is one of my favorite games. I also bought the Assassin's Creed Revelations strategy guide. I haven't actually opened this up. I probably won't for this game. I bought it because I like owning it. And I also bought the Dark Souls strategy guide. This is a special edition hardcover. So I will probably be using this when playing Dark Souls. So yeah, that's all I bought.
That's our massive pickups for the last 2 months.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just had so many, and I didn't want to spend as much money as I did, but I kept coming up with these good deals after good deals after good deals, and it's hard to pass it up when you're a gamer and you're a collector. So, but that's what happened, and that's what we did. But yeah. So anyway, till next time, YouTube, stay up,
Game on.
and game on. See you, YouTube.